Hey, hey, never fear, Snake is here. Sunday cigar time. Greetings from St. Augustine, Florida. Once again, bringing encouragement to you from my little corner of the world. Today, I encourage you to be creative. Now, 3 weeks ago, I encouraged you to be productive. We're at the beginning of this COVID-19 crisis, this coronavirus thing. Most of us have found ourselves quarantined to some degree or another. I encourage you to be productive with that time off. Perhaps tackle the projects that you hadn't been able to get to for some time. Basically, just make good use of the time off. A nice way to keep from worrying and stressing about things. And today I want to take it a step further and be creative. Maybe be creative with your productivity. Now, creativity is kind of a funny thing. I think a lot of people don't consider themselves to be creative. Now, within the martial arts world, I have always been typically pretty creative in terms of sparring. I've had several instances over the years where I've had the same group of people that I was sparring with, training with. And if you spend enough time doing a physical endeavor with someone, regardless of what it is, you're going to get to know everyone's move. So I was typically the guy that would come up with the new combinations, the new kick sequence, the new punch kick combo, whatever, just to kind of keep things from getting boring and getting unproductive. Now, many years ago, I read a book called The Artist Way by a woman named Julia Cameron, I believe. She used to be married to James Cameron, the Hollywood movie director. A great book. And its basic premise was that regardless of what you think in terms of God or a creative force of the universe, the author's contention was that we were all created to be creative. And I couldn't agree more. It was a fascinating book. It really helped kind of point me in a certain direction. Now, a lot of you watching probably don't consider yourselves to be creative. This is the what about you part of the video. I beg to differ. I bet a lot of you are far more creative than you realize. That's probably because I think most of us tend to think of creativity within a certain box. I have a friend here in Florida who has taken up pottery. She's very creative with some of the pieces that she makes. I think it's easy for us to go, yeah, she's creative with that. Or another friend in Colorado who does beadwork. I mean, she makes these beautiful pieces of jewelry. I mean, she flies all around the world doing seminars for this. But I bet a lot of you stay-at-home moms have had to be pretty creative too, trying to keep your children occupied, your family going in the same direction. A lot of my fellow fitness and martial arts instructors have gotten very creative in terms of how they can teach virtual classes online, things like that. Again, what about you? We've seen a lot of very creative memes on social media, song parodies, artwork, stuff like that. Where am I going with this? I think there are some new businesses that are about to be launched. Maybe you've been a journaler. Maybe you've kept a diary your whole life or for a number of years. Maybe there's a self-help book in there that needs to be written. Maybe you've come up with a way to fix a certain problem on an automobile that is very creative, and maybe you need to patent the idea or teach it somewhere or start your own business. I think you get my point. I think with a little bit of ourselves stepping back and kind of looking around, I bet there's something you do, maybe several things you do that are, in point of fact, very creative. I think we're going to see some very good products and business ideas and concepts come out of this time. And I bet some of them need to come from some of you folks that are watching this video right now. So I encourage you to be creative and not limit yourself as to what that definition is. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Hit the like button, share the video. Someone you know needs to see and hear the video. It will be posted on Instagram and YouTube. You can follow me there as well. I'll see you next week. Take care. God bless.